What is going on with Tesla? We've had some weird news with them, so we want to go over it, figure out what is their plan. Is this good for their stock, bad for their stock? Should you be investing? Let's take a look. Well, Elon Musk has had some interesting tweets recently. Let's look at the first one that started this pack. May 1st. Tesla stock price is too high in my opinion. As the owner of the company, one should probably never say that, in my opinion. But people followed suit. He had all these following tweets, by the way, talking about give people back their freedoms. He is very upset about the economy being shut down and his facilities being shut down, his production facilities in California. And it's somewhat acceptable. So let's see what the stock did, by the way, after Elon Musk said Tesla stock price is too high. Well, May 1st is when he said that. Went down 10% in a day. 10%. But you know what it did the next day? All in the next few days? Went up about 9%. And since then, has gone up 17% nearly. That is incredible. If we look at Tesla, by the way, long term, there has been some substantial growth. If you would have bought it just, let's say 2 years ago. Let's go back to 2 years ago. Oh, hey, this is just 1 year. Never mind. If you would have bought it in November, you'd be up 150% now. That is insane. And if we look at a 5-year, it's even further than that. They had a rocky start, but they have spiked. So why is that? Well, Tesla's starting to make really decent, affordable cars for everybody that's changing the world. They're electric, self-driving. They have a network of chargers across this nation to where you can get nearly anywhere you need without worry. The cars are reliable. And they're nice to drive. All that said is really good. But there's new news today. Let's check it out. Here in the CNBC article, we have Tesla prepared to move out of California amid fight over factory shutdown, is what Musk tweets, Elon Musk. Right here, frankly, this is the final straw. Tesla will now move its headquarters and future programs to Texas, Nevada immediately, if we even retain our Fremont manufacturing activity at all. It'll depend on how Tesla is treated in the future. Tesla is the last car maker left in California. And he states here that Tesla is filing a lawsuit against Alameda County immediately. But why is that? Well, it's because they won't let him open up. His car manufacturing facility in California was scheduled to open on Friday of this coming week, but California has said no to that. Even though Tesla is absolutely the king of innovation. Look at what they've done with their cars. Their cars are like nothing else and they're selling like fire. Elon also owns SpaceX. They have their Tesla roofs and battery storage. And they're even making ventilators for a while out of Model 3 parts. If that's not innovation, I don't know what is. And I think they're able to innovate easily in ways to where social distancing is practice. And on top of that, this is just my opinion, but if you wear masks and PPE and that's so known to work so well, why shouldn't they be able to open up? It's not like they have to take their masks off because it's a restaurant and they have to eat or drink. They just work and they produce cars. And for the most part, it's robots producing cars at Tesla's shops. So let's talk about him moving to Texas or Nevada immediately and how much that could actually do for them. Well, California has some pretty substantial taxes. To begin with, California has a flat corporate income tax of 8.84%. Here's the key word, of gross income. Not of net income, what they actually make, but what money they bring in. Minus operation costs, of course. But that's substantial. On top of that, California income tax is one of the highest in the nation, ranging from 1 to 12.3%. And Tesla doesn't have that many low-paying jobs, so you can assume that the majority of them are much closer to this 12.3%. But Texas and Nevada, when it comes to income tax there, they don't have income tax. That's so much money saved. They don't have corporate taxes, their property taxes are less, their regulations are easier to confine to. The list goes on and on and on of why moving to Texas, specifically Texas, I'll get to that in a moment, is a genius decision for Tesla. And on top of that, if we scroll up here, now's the perfect time for Elon to move. Let's see if I can find it really quick here. Elon recently listed both of his houses for sale, and Elon has stated that he doesn't want to own property anymore. Let's see. Here we go. I am selling almost all of my physical possessions. I will own no house. Now, obviously, he still has to live somewhere, so he will end up renting a place. But if you don't own anything, it makes it way easier to move. Let's talk about how much money that would likely save Tesla to see if the move is worth it overall for them. Well, to do that, we have to look at their financials. Now, remember, the gross profit is what we were looking at, their gross income. So, their gross income last year was $4 billion was their gross income. Now, Tesla, through things they do, they're trying to grow as fast as they can, things of that nature. They almost always do operate at a loss. You can see, by the way, so far this year, they're not actually operating at that much of a loss at all. In fact, I believe if we look at their quarterly reports, this last quarter was their first net profit year. Let's see. Yeah, I believe they operated at a profit this past quarter for the first time. But how much money is it to be able to save? How much money is it for them to save if they go ahead and move to Texas? And what other benefits might they get? Well, let's do the math. Gross profit of $4 billion. We saw earlier over here, the corporate tax alone is 8.84%. That is $354 million that they would save every single year. That is money that California is practically paying Tesla to move out of their state, which is insane to me. On top of this, you have the countless workers saving up, making an instant raise of up to 12.5%. Tesla will be saving money on property taxes unbelievably, and regulations go down. But there's also one more, in my opinion, large thing that'll happen if Tesla specifically moves to Texas. Not so much with Nevada, in my opinion. And it comes down to what Texas is. Well, Tesla is not Texas is not the tree-hugging paradise that California is. You know, no matter where Tesla goes, people in California, New York, Colorado, the more left-sided states will likely still sell Teslas. But places in the South where gas is cheap, V8s sound cool, and trucks get lifted, well, electric cars aren't the future they want always. But Texans are proud people, and they will always put Texas first. And whatever Texas does is what Texans want, especially when it makes the state money. Example A, oil. Oil is one of the largest things that goes on in Texas. Oil refineries, production, pulling it out of the ground, all of it occurs in Texas. And they are proud of that. They always support their Gulf workers that work on offshore drills. They always protect and always support their refineries, everything of that nature. Well, if Tesla moves in, and Tesla brings in 10,000 jobs, 5,000 jobs, brings the state in more money, brings the state more security, Texans, they will love Tesla. And they'll start driving and they'll start buying Teslas as well. And that'll change the paradigm of who your average Tesla buyer is. And in my opinion, will make it a much more normal, not so political statement car. And I think that's genius. I think Tesla moving specifically to Texas would be one of the best business decisions that they have ever made in their life. Texas is prime for when it comes to their solar panels. It's closer to Florida and Houston, where they do launches for their SpaceX program. And Texas has a lot of wide open spaces and a lot of really tight cities, exactly where Tesla can grow its super hub spots and where Teslas thrive. And I think that they should do it. And whenever I get the news that Tesla is moving to, again, specifically Texas, I think Nevada will come with a lot of the benefits, but in my opinion, it will not change the paradigm of who's buying the Teslas. But if I hear news that Tesla is moving to Texas, and again, let's look at this. In theory, California is literally paying Texas $354 million a year to move there. When I hear news that Tesla is moving to Texas, I am buying as much Tesla as I can afford. I think in the long term, it doesn't get a better stock decision than that, a better business decision than that. Let me know your opinions below. I know it will be a big loss if they do stop production altogether in their California Gigafactory, but I have a feeling they won't do that. I have a feeling they'll change the operations there. It could likely move to be more of a SpaceX facility. They could grow more of their solar operation there. Or maybe their headquarters just moves and they still produce cars. Either way, the headquarters where that's located is where the taxes are paid. That's my 10 cents. Make sure to always do your own research. Let me know your opinions in the comments below. And have a great day.